charge of the Light Brigade. But in the last stanza, the last couple of lines of that, it says, "Oh, the charge they made. Remember the charge they made. Remember the charge that these young men and women have made, and honor that charge, and don't forget it."
So I think it's always helpful for us just to remember why we're here. Today, as we honor those who lost their lives fighting for this nation, we should also honor their families. Their families have in some ways given as much or more. They're left behind to find a way to rebuild their lives in a way that the rest of us can never really understand. We call these families Gold Star families. This country has always had families that produced sons and daughters who are willing to defend freedom at all cost. Every generation, it seems, is confronted by a tyrant seeking power, some perversion of nationalism or some perversion of religion that will challenge our freedom. In every generation, there are families who produce sons and daughters who are willing to stand up and say, "We will be free." This will happen again. It's part of the human condition. But the Gold Star families have to carry their burdens forever. If you are a member of a Gold Star family, if you would please stand, and in honor of your son or daughter, we would like for you to stand and be recognized. Thank you.
In my travels here recently and in the past 10 years, passing through airports and passing around, people always thank me for my service. One thing that we forget is that there was a group that came before us and really paved the way for what we now know as my modern military service. So all of the World War I, World War II, Korean War, and Vietnam veterans, thank you for making my path easier to travel. Cool? But on this day, I'd really like to talk to you about sacrifice. This is something that is understood by the people that wear the uniform and those that really stay at home, that we leave at home when we take the little trip overseas. The Webster Dictionary defines it as an act of giving something up that you want to keep, especially in order to get or do something else or to help someone. Please remember that when you see soldiers and you see Marines and airmen and sailors, remember to thank them, not only for their service, but for their sacrifice. Because remember that most importantly, that we're volunteers. And even the active component, we're all volunteers nowadays. There's no more draft. We volunteer to do this. Are we gluttons for punishment? Yes, we are. But it's in us. That's why we're the warrior breed. As I had a soldier tell me in Iraq, after a pretty large IED explosion, when everybody was running the opposite way, we're moving through the crowd, and he says, "Sergeant, I know why we're running this way." "Tell me, Private. We got to hurry though, because we got to see if there's injuries. We got to get these people fixed." He says, "We run this way because we're warriors, and warriors always go to the fight."
Texas, from